Good morning. It is Let It Go and Let It Grow. And today we are tapping into the Let It Go energy of the moon. So the moon is illusion, fear, subconscious, and intuition. It is represented to you by the energy of Cancer, the sign in Cancer. So we're letting go of letting go of anxiety that is rooted in the unknown. So these are the things that we don't know what's happening. They've always said that if you're in a state of depression, you're actually worrying about the past. And if you're in a state of anxiety, you're actually worrying about what's going to be happening in the future. So we are going to let go today of that anxiety that is rooted in anything that is past, the present moment, and is what's happening now. We are not going to project what is going to happen into the future and cause us anxiety. So the moon is asking us to let go of that. Release fear-based illusions and confusion. God only knows there's enough going on in the world right now. And if you're following the news at all, I know quite a few people aren't, and I applaud you. That's fantastic. But for you, those of us who are, one of the interesting things that's happening with everything going on is the illusion of AI and how both sides are using AI to try to trick others into believing and thinking things that aren't real. We are in a time that we need absolute discernment of what our eyes are even seeing. We have to rely on our own senses and our own intuition. If something doesn't feel right, it might not be, and to do a little bit of deeper digging in to see if you can find the facts yourself. Release the illusion that is being shown to you. Release the confusion. You don't want to feel like you're being pulled under. You don't want to feel like you're drowning in the bullshit that's happening. So it's asking you to let go of that and to focus on things that are actually truthful, and that might take a little bit of work. Drop emotional projection and oversensitivity. So this is also asking you, if you're in a heightened state of emotions, not to project that onto others and not to project it out there, and to see if everything is not coming from a position of being super sensitive. And once again, so much is going on that we are relying on news which is false. We're relying on social media, which is false. So you have to look at everything with a keen eye. And we have to realize that some of the things that we're being shown is triggering us for those exact reasons. That's what they want. So don't become part of the fear machine. Let go of the sensitivity and emotionally projecting how you're feeling outward when you need to be rooted and planted in the present moment and not project that anxiety also into the future. Stop letting subconscious fear guide your choices. If you want to do something and it feels intuitively correct for you, this is a good move to let that fear go for your everyday life as well, and just go do it. You could be surprised with the result. And a lot of times, if you're fear and afraid of hearing the word no, it's only a word that's just a pivot in direction for where you need to be. And at least at this point now, you have a certain 100% certainty of what the goal is or isn't going to be. So don't let the no become that subconscious block. That might be the best thing that's ever happened to you, hearing that no. And trust your intuition, but question your fears. So if you're guided by intuition and you still feel those fears and that anxiety rising up, like you're being pulled under, like everything is weighing you down, you're going to want to step back and ask yourself, what is intuition and what is that fear? What is real? What is not? To walk yourself forward today. So the water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Your sensitivity is an actual gift, but not every feeling is truth. So just because you're feeling it doesn't mean that it is based in what is logically going on around you. The moon asks you to separate that intuition from that fear. So know that you are being guided. Know things that are coming up that are fear-based, and know that you can have the ability to let that go by being rooted, grounded, and living in the present moment, and just taking that time to plant yourself, root yourself, ground yourself, and see things from discernment rather than projection. See things from how they are right now, right this minute, rather than projecting anxiety into the situation in the future. and know that sensitivities and emotions are running high, but put yourself into a state of checks and balances. Feel inwards, feel how it actually feels. And once again, as I always say, become the observer. Really step back and go into that observing space rather than that judgment space or that emotionally led space. So let's see what this guy has to say. Whenever I see the devil come up, I usually say it's a journaling kind of day. The devil asks us a lot of interesting questions. It's interesting to see how it's going to pan out in the let it grow position. Growing around patterns that are keeping you stuck. So where are the paradigms that you can break free of so that you can move forward and leave them behind you? Where do you need to break those strings? As you can see there, the devil is holding somebody on a string who looks disturbed, playing with them, playing with that energy. And I'm also going to say that a lot of the blue in these cards, once again, it's truth communication, speaking your truth and seeing things how they truly are, not just the guesswork behind them. And then take ownership of your habits, attachments, and cycles. So where we're dealing with cycles, we're dealing with the moon card, and the moon goes in cycles. This is asking us to take a look at our patterns in the same sort of way. What are you patterning? What is your cycle? What do you keep cycling to? Is it time to break these chains? Is it time to break free of these patterns and these paradigms and let yourself live freely? Build discipline around what drains your energy. Know how to guard yourself. Know how to set up boundaries when you need to. Know if somebody is trying to act on the other side of this, if they're trying to pull your strings, know that, be aware of it, and set those boundaries up. Transform temptation into conscious choice. So if you're being tempted by something, stop, pause, and assess what's going on at the moment. Is something triggering you that you want to do that you want to go back to past habits and patterns? Is it something that is happening to you in a situation that brings up past memories of childhood, and this is how you would act out? Is it, I know the devil deals a lot with addictions, so stuff like drinking, gambling, drugs, food, sex, all of that stuff. So is it something that you're tapping into because of old cycles, old patterns, and old feelings? Feel your feelings, but observe them at the same time. And then step into your grounded personal power. Plant your feet. Once again, get rooted. So that is a big, strong message today about rooting, grounding, and focusing on what is real and what's around you. And it's a beautiful day to take a couple of minutes and see what patterns are popping up for you or have in the last little while. And where you can make some changes that will actually catapult you forward rather than leaving you in the state of hanging and being played by even your own emotions and your own self, being played by your own emotions there, being oversensitive to things in your own life and your own internal world as well, where you can let those go and move forward and come back to the rising water rather than feeling like you're being pulled down by your own emotions in your own stories and in your own past. So that's what it's asking. This is a Capricorn card, so it's shadow attachment, power, and material patterns that we're working with today. And the message is for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn: master your energy, become a master of your energy, reclaim control when you've become aware of what controls you. So this is that conscious awareness, that pulling it into your conscious thought, the observing of the patterns, the really calling yourself out for them. And as I said, when this comes up, usually I tell people, grab your journal. It's a journaling kind of day. You're going to want to do some deep-seated work in the background on this just to see what's coming up for you. So the overall message of the day is release the illusion, face your patterns. Your power returns the moment that you see things clearly and in their true light. Once again, truth with all the blues around there. So that is the reading. I'm going to go grab some oracle cards. So using the law of positivism cards today. Might as well put it up, right? Let's see what we got here on the floor. Not going to get it. But typical. So this card is, when I flow with my energy, I flow with the energy of life. So this is about clearing out those old patterns again and letting that energy flow. If you can picture it almost like a river, you can see the river. We had that big rainstorm here in Halifax the other day, and I noticed in a lot of the places there was garbage that was sort of stuck in pipes and stuff, causing things to back up. And you have to be able to take those rocks out or that garbage out or whatever it is, garbage out of your own river, and let those flow for you. In the flowing, you get into different states of consciousness. When you're in flow state, that is when you're hit with those incredible messages from the universe, creativity. You're led down your true path. You're led on the course that you're supposed to be on. And just knowing that when you allow yourself to flow is where you really want to be. So rise yourself back up from those depths, bring yourself back up from that position, and let go of those patterns. Once you break those patterns and let those strings fall, you can clear the rocks out of that river, flow into deep energy, deep movement for yourself, and just let that river take you. There is no fear. The river does not fear the ocean when they are meeting up. So know that once you decide to go into that flow state, things will be incredibly easy flowing for you. So that is it for today. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Bye.